Now, I'm sure you've heard the phrase, you will own nothing and be happy, a phrase made famous by the World Economic Forum. Well, they just inched a little closer to making that goal a reality. In a land of opportunity, one dream has stood the test of time, the American dream of home ownership. Owning a home isn't just about having a roof over your head. It's about building a foundation for the future. The home is the heart of the family, a place where memories are made and traditions are born. Owning a home provides for the creation of generational wealth and financial security that can be passed down to your children and grandchildren. It's not just a house, it's a dream realized, a legacy built, and a sanctuary for generations to come. The World Economic Forum, they've got big plans for you and me, and I can assure you, none of it will make you happy. Yes, recently one of the World Economic Forum's stakeholders took steps to hit their 2030 goal and to make sure, we own nothing. Blackstone, one of the WEF's stakeholders, just doubled down on some real estate acquisitions. Even while we have pending legislation aimed at stopping institutional real estate investing firms from buying single-family homes. And yes, Blackstone is still buying even though we have a housing shortage, rates are high, and many homeowners are just not putting their houses on the market. So this is putting a strain on first-time home buyers, or really any home buyer that wants to get a new house. So the fact that Blackstone goes in and swoops up all of these homes doesn't make it any easier. Yes, Blackstone picked up approximately 38,000 homes for a whopping, it's either 3.5 billion or 3.8 billion. I read two different articles. They had two different numbers, but they purchased them from a company called Tricon Residential. These are mostly single-family residence and some other rental apartments. Both are located here in the United States and in Canada. And there's another trend. Many Wall Street firms looking to buy single-family homes are feeling the pinch. They're not able to find single-family homes in existing neighborhoods just because people aren't putting their homes on the market. So now they're going in and starting to build these things specifically just to rent, putting their financial muscle behind rent-to-build communities. There are about 900 neighborhoods nationwide that were specifically designed with the intent of the institutional investor to own them and rent them out. Per the National Home Builders Association, 10% of all construction is a build-to-rent model right now. MetLife investment analysts estimated in their 2022 forecast that institutional investors owned 700,000 single-family rentals. By 2030, they predict that 40% of single-family rentals, or about 7.6 million homes, could be owned by institutional investors. Now, we all know the cost of housing is up, but over the past 3 years, the cost of home insurance has risen dramatically. The cost of car insurance has risen dramatically. Cost of utilities is up extremely high. I mean, I'm shocked at what my electric and water bills are now running. It's like the sun, moon, and stars have all lined up, and not in a good way. It seems like owning a home has just gotten a lot more expensive. Even buying a home's a challenge. If you're forced to rent, you're at the mercy of this institutional investor in a lot of cases. They control how much you pay each month. They can raise it at any time. They control the terms of the lease. They're building equity, not you. They're building equity on your money. Now, frankly, that does not make me happy. You might own nothing, but I guarantee you won't be happy. The World Economic Forum, they recently met in January in Davos, and they're not too happy about everybody criticizing them. No, not at all. As a matter of fact, it was a topic of discussion.
The top concern for the next 2 years is not conflict or climate. It is disinformation and misinformation.
Their 2024 plan is to crack down on disinformation. I find that very interesting. And they will be working with big tech to squash any negative chatter. And that's why you should subscribe and hit the bell. We're entering some very concerning times. Owning a home offers generational wealth for families. Everybody should have the right to own a home. But when you have factors like the World Economic Forum teaming up with insurance companies and governments who control the cost of mortgage rates and influence the cost of goods, making ownership more challenging. And I think that's the plan. But we can't let the American dream die. If you got something out of this content or enjoyed it, make sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And I'd love to know how you feel about all of these investors swooping up all these homes. I read those comments, so keep them coming. And consider watching this next video on CBDC. It's something that you should be concerned about.